This is the big secret. Why are people doing all this crazy stuff with children and sacrifice and blood? And the answer is because it creates results. You see something.
Oh, you see something. Do
Very
you get
dramatic,
power from
very
it?
scary. You hear it, you see it, you smell it. It's a being that shows up in the room. If you can imagine this, the people who are in these elite circles that are running these corporations are dressing up in robes and masquerade ball masks, and they're having orgies, and they're drinking blood from people who've been traumatized, which causes hallucinations. If you are dumb enough to do something like this, you are playing around with an entity that can kill you very easily. This is real stuff. I mean, it's sad that, because it's so upsetting to people to think about this, but what these demons or these entities want more than anything, they call them demonics in the military projects. What the demonics want is to have the earth for themselves. They want this to become a place where they are allowed to be here, where they can be in physical form. Because right now, universal law doesn't allow that to happen except in these weird, evil ceremonies. If enough of us got excited about demons and said, yeah, you know what, I want to see one, how could we make that happen? Then they could start to do public manifestations like they were doing back in Rome, where you sacrifice a bunch of people at once, they have a big arch, and then this entity pops up in the arch. Like you're watching TV, this thing just pops up like, whoa, what the hell is that? It's green and it's got horns. What the hell? Well, that's what was happening.
A long time ago, the Anunnaki and the reptilians were on the planet, and the Galactic Federation came in and they said, all right, you guys got to go. And the Anunnaki said, sure, peace out. We're gone. And the reptilians were like, no, we don't want to leave. And they said, okay, but you can't be seen by the humans. And that's when they went underground, and they operate through consciousness now. So they kind of still run the planet. They still kind of live here and run the planet through consciousness, but they're not seen necessarily.
I mean, the reptilians apparently believe that they own the planet. They've got some type of claim that they say they have. We're in a spiritual reality, and the negative side is pushing all this Satanism because it wants us to embrace it. And if enough of us embraced it, then it could become embodied on Earth. When you go out there and you're involved in this stuff like I am, they really would love to have you on their side. They really would love to have you as a mouthpiece. And so I was told, for example, that I could do everything the way I do it now, and the only thing that I would have to do different in order to get this money is to, quote unquote, speak favorably about Lucifer. And they had this philosophy they wanted people to talk about, which is that, Lucifer is a benevolent, misunderstood angel. And God abandoned us up in heaven, but Lucifer stayed down here with us. Look, any God that tells you got to go around hurting people is not a God I want to be involved with.
Right.
This isn't just hurting people. This is like the most insane evil. Rothschilds supposedly run this, and they get treated like crap by the Draco. My insider Jacob was in the meetings where Draco would meet with the Rothschilds directly, and these aliens do not respect us at all. They look at this as their property. They look at humans as slaves, and they don't care about us. They're not interested in making anybody rich or making anybody happy.
Why is there so much conspiracy around reptilians being here, being shapeshifter reptilians?
I think that when people have seen a shape-shifting event on someone's face, it's not that the flesh moved, it's this kind of hallucinatory overlay. If somebody is wittingly or unwittingly collaborating with these types of creatures.
So, these reptilians are seemingly, you'd think they're promising them something. Like you say, they come to fruition. You see them, they're like, what do you want? And, it sure looks like, we're going to make you rich. We're going to make you famous. Your album's going #1, whatever the thing is. Bill Gates is Bill Gates, the devil, because he seems to be buying everything to poison us.
I believe that he's operating in on behalf of this greater cultic group. They're not superstition, they're not sci-fi, they do exist. They've just been withheld from us by the national security state. You have the super entity of 136 corporations is run by a cult, as I said. The cult is run by extraterrestrial evil entities. And so there's extraterrestrial versions of this and there's demonic versions of this. The extraterrestrials are more like flesh and blood. The demonics are more like some sort of entity thing from lower astral that you can see if you go through this particular occult ritual, and only really under those conditions. Why would they want to hurt us? It's not really the people in these groups' agenda. It's somebody else's agenda. They're following somebody else's agenda. They're getting their benefit, which is to drink from the cup of abundance, to have all the wealth, to have all the sex, to have all the stuff they think they want. They want to drink from that cup, but you're losing your soul. And but what we really haven't seen yet is that because there's very advanced extraterrestrials doing all this, they have it really dialed in. They are in control of a lot of what's going on here on planet Earth. This is not being run by people. This is being run by extraterrestrials. And their personality, their style, what they like is Satanism. So that's what they would like to see the Earth turn into, is a satanic planet.